Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Just thought I would do another DM's Guild Spotlight video. So each week they tend to release new products available. I focus on print on demand personally because those are the types of products that I would get. I have a hard time reading PDFs without getting headaches. But there's a lot of great out-of-print stuff that you can find on this site. So if you're interested in finding some old school, like first, second, third edition Dungeons & Dragons, there's Basic Expert, which is great. They have original D&D. And if you go through Drive-Thru RPG, there's a whole bunch of other RPGs that are supported there as well. So if you're interested, just click on the links in the description below. And if you visit the pages, and if you do end up purchasing anything, it actually helps support the channel. So anyway. As for today's video, there are two new products that I spotted here that weren't available as of yesterday. And again, I'm looking at the print on demand. So we've got City of Gold for 2nd edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, and then we have the Eberron Secrets of Sarlona. So I thought I'd just show these here in a little bit of detail. I don't really know much about City of Gold, so let's just have a quick look at that one here first. And it looks like it takes place in Maztica. So Maztica so the Forgotten Realms world had several other offshoot settings that you could use as well. There was Maztica, Karatura, and Zakara, I think. Why can I never remember that third one? Anyway, so Maztica was sort of an Aztec type of setting, so it had that sort of like Southern American style to it. You had Karatura, which was the Arabian setting, and then there was the third one, which was more of an Oriental one, and I want to say it was Zakara, but I could be completely wrong because I'm really terrible with names of things. But so this takes place in the Maztica setting, and I guess this is the third part of a trilogy of adventures. So the first one was called Fires of Zatal, and the second was called Endless Armies, and then this was the third in that series. So if you're interested in the Maztica setting at all for Forgotten Realms, then this is a really cool product to check out. The prices that I have listed here are in Canadian dollars because I'm Canadian. So we got $6.64 Canadian, which is probably around maybe $5 US. And $17.29 for the print on demand, which isn't a terrible price for the Canadian version of that. That's probably around $14–15 US. But you can see the price yourself if you're a US citizen. You don't have to see it in Canadian dollars because, well, that's basically what I have here. But this is, again, something that's pretty cool if you're into that sort of setting. But the one that really caught my attention is the Eberron Secrets of Sarlona. So Eberron is one of those settings. I still need to get around to doing my Eberron retrospective. That's something I was hoping to have done a year ago, actually. And unfortunately, I just haven't had the opportunity to get to it yet. But Eberron is one of those settings that I think it is really, really underutilized and underrated. And Sarlona is one of the more interesting continents. And so there were several different regional source books for Eberron, and most of them were really fantastic. Secrets of Zendrick, which I believe came out prior to this, was a little bit of a letdown. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's still a great book, but Secrets of Sarlona was just miles better, in my opinion. So you learn about things like the Inspired. And the Kalashtar. Just really, really, really awesome book. And if you're interested at all in Eberron, the flavor text works in any of the editions. So Eberron is one of those settings, like unlike Forgotten Realms and other settings that have changed drastically over the years, Eberron was sort of designed to be, I don't want to say stagnant because that really paints it in the wrong light. But it was meant to be one of those things that the changes were very mild and minor, so that older material was never going to be considered, out of date or, not of use. So, like when they switched from 3rd edition to 4th edition, which they do have the 4th edition Eberron campaign setting here available as well for the print on demand. I don't think the 3rd edition one is, unfortunately. That's something I can actually check here. Why don't I do that while I'm here? Eberron. Okay, yeah, there's only a few. There's only a few products here. They have the fourth edition setting. Now, and the Adventurer's Guide, which is essentially an art book. Now, the thing that I kind of want to stress is that the information as far as the setting material itself goes is perfectly valid, even from the fourth edition book. The rule mechanics and stuff like that, you would have to probably change if you wanted to use any of that stuff, like the dragon marks and things like that, but you can always try to find conversion guides, stuff like that. But again, the Eberron setting is really, really great, and one of the cool things about it is that the setting information hasn't really changed much. So if you wanted to run something now, then picking up like the Secrets of Sarlona, for example, would be a really worthwhile purchase, because again, it's one of the more interesting locations in the Eberron setting, and this book was absolutely fantastic. So highly recommend picking this up if you're interested in the Eberron setting at all. If you have, like, for example, if you have the core book, core campaign setting for either edition, and you want a little bit more detail on, again, the Inspired, which are a very interesting concept. They're basically this hollow shell, essentially the soulless shell, and creatures from like the realm of dreams, I think it's called, essentially inhabit the body. And anyway, it's just really cool concept, and I love this book, so it's one that I definitely want to raise some awareness of and let you guys know that this is available, because it's one of my favorite Eberron books, and I have all of them except for the art book that ever came out as far as like hardcover books goes. Especially I've got all the third edition ones except for that art book, and then I've got the campaign setting and the player's guide for fourth edition as well. So this is a really fantastic setting, and if you're interested, then maybe check out the campaign setting material as well. Because even though, again, the version that they have is the fourth edition one, the actual material as far as like fleshing out the world is still pretty much going to be the same, and it's a really great setting, and I highly recommend checking it out. Anyway, I just wanted to show that off, so that's sort of the spotlight for DM's Guild for this week. So this is something that I actually plan on making sort of a weekly thing, because they do update every week. There was a period of time in which there was like very little in the way of updates. And it seems like since the beginning of this year, they've been adding new stuff each and every single week. So I'll definitely be trying to show off more of that stuff as time goes on. And again, I focus on print on demand, but there are a lot of fantastic PDFs as well that you may be interested in. So if that's the case, then by all means, actually, hold on, because I think this is still under print. Let's actually get rid of that. Okay, so yeah, actually, perfect. So as it turns out, I was still looking at just the print on demand. So they do have the PDFs of like the campaign settings and pretty much all the books, it looks like, that are available here. So including some of the adventures, which is great. So yeah, definitely check this out. And if you're interested in the Eberron setting, then there's a few print-on-demand items that you can pick up as well, which is great. Or they've got a ton of PDFs available as well. So if that's the thing that you're most interested in, then this works perfectly for that. Anyway, just thought I'd show that off to you guys. Love the Eberron setting. Like I said, it's really, in my opinion, sort of underrated, and something that I'm gotta get around to doing that video for. And so anyway, I'm starting to get off on a different tangent here. So thank you guys very much for watching and for your support. Again, just visiting this site helps out quite a bit, and if you purchase anything after visiting through the link that I have in the description below, it does help support the channel. So something that if you're going to purchase anything anyway, this helps out quite a bit. Anyway, I don't want to plug that part of it too much, because I don't want to sound like I'm really trying to oversell that, but it does mean a lot to me. Every time I see that somebody's ordered something using my affiliate link, it makes my day. So anyway, thank you guys very much again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Take care.